Hey, Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and we are ready to get started. So I am hoping that everybody can hear me. If you're having some issues, you may want to just refresh your screen, and we'll get started. First, I want to welcome everybody here. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy that you're here. It's exciting, and I have some great stuff tonight to show you. I need to know, though, .com, and we are ready to get started. Okay, so I am hoping that everybody can hear me. If you're having some issues, you may want to just refresh. Sorry about this. And we'll get started. First, I want to welcome everybody here. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy that you're here. It's exciting, and I have some great stuff tonight to show you. I need to know, though, hey, Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com. And we are ready to get started. So I am hoping that everybody can hear me. If you're having some issues, you may want to just refresh your screen. And trying to figure out where that's coming from. I'll be right with you. First, I want to welcome everybody here. Thank you for coming. Got it. Okay. I think I know what's happening now. So anyway, for those of you who are on Facebook or on the 22 Social app, you can just comment right below. There's a comment section. You can add in your questions. You can add in your comments anytime that you want. I will be able to track them and should be able to answer them. I may not answer them right away because it might take a little bit for me to actually catch up to you. I know that you guys are a little bit behind me. Anyway, I just want you to know that I'm really thankful that you came tonight. And I just returned from Stampin' Up's leadership last week. It was a blast. We had a great time. I learned a lot and hopefully have a lot that I'll be able to share over the coming months. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And the first thing I need to know, I kind of want to know who's here and who's not. So I'm going to ask you to share with me what was your favorite birthday and why. So you can just go ahead and put that in the comments. If you are on YouTube or you are on Google+, I may not see your comments right away, but I will catch up to you. So go ahead and just post that. That lets me know that people can actually hear me and see me, and we are good to go. I just want to make sure that everything's working and that we're up and running. Oh, yay, people are starting to post. Okay, cool. So I'll just tell you quickly, my favorite, but the one I remember the most was my brother and I shared the same birthday. Not the exact same birthday, but we had a day between. And one of our parents always let us go out for dinner on our birthdays. And one of the things that they let us do was they used to let us pick where we would go. And I remember one birthday we picked Sandy's, which is like an old-time hamburger joint. And realized, though, I came from a family of 9 kids, and so we never really got to go out to eat. But my brother and I chose Sandy's, and we were so excited because my dad let us each have our own little French fry, and he let us eat in the car. And so it was a long time ago, but that would be my favorite birthday. So I would love to hear stories of your favorite birthday. So if you could post that, then I know people can hear me. I am starting to see people on here, so I know that people are out there. But I'm having a couple technical issues on this end. So, oh yay! Okay, so it sounds like no sound now. If you don't have sound, all I can tell you to do is restart it or add your volume in. So let's get started. I am going to pull up a couple more slides. We're going to start right out. All of the projects that I'm doing tonight are actually related to the birthday. They are all birthday projects, so I hope you don't mind. I just thought that this was a great month to do that. It's too late for Valentine's Day. Hopefully you've got your Valentines out. And it's, so birthday just seemed kind of the right thing to do. So, oh gosh, look at I'm flipping. This happens often. As you know, I end up flipping through all the screens before it's time. So one thing I want you to remember is that you can always ask me questions. You can ask me anything that you want. You can just post it in the comments section. If you, like I said, if you're on YouTube or Google, I will come and find it. And if you're on Facebook, go ahead and post your questions, and it will be awesome to be able to answer those tonight live. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the first project. And the first project that I did was a birthday gift box using some of the new products in the Occasions mini catalog. So here we go. Hi Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and today I'm here to show you how to make this great little box, birthday box, using the gift box punch board and some of the new papers and products from Stampin Up. So to begin with, we're going to go ahead and use the gift box punch board, as I said, and this is a great little tool. It makes lots of different sizes of boxes. These are all the measurements down here. Your scoring blade is tucked under here, and then you have this other little arm that needs to come out because that's going to help us make sure we get all of our scores right. So to begin with, I'm coming in with a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock, and I've cut this to 8 by 8 square. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Maybe. There we go. So those are all the different box sizes that you can make. This side over here is the metric side. And so we are going to do a box that is 8 by 8, or using an 8 by 8 piece of cardstock. So our start line will be on the L. This is the start line. And the diagonal line will be on the S. And I'm going to show you how that works. So go ahead and zoom out a little bit. So what we're going to do to begin with, as I said, the start line was on L. So we're going to line up our cardstock to the L. You can see it right there. And then you're going to take your scoring tool and you're going to score across that way and down this way. And that's your first score line. And then you're going to punch. And you're also, then you're going to come over to the S, which is your diagonal line, and score it that way. And it actually will just come to that line. That's just how it works. And you're going to do that on all 4 sides. And then once you've got that all scored, you're actually going to flip your cardstock over, and you're going to come back here and put it up on the L again, and just punch on each side. And that's how you get all your score lines and your punches for your gift box. And then the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to come in here on the other side of the punch, and you can see where you lined it up so that they're butted up against both sides, and press down, and that's how you get your slot. That makes the closure for the box. And one of the things that I found is if you get too many of these little pieces of paper piled up under here, it starts to punch really difficult. So just make sure that you clean that out once in a while so they're not in your way. So what you're going to do then is you're going to come in, and I'm just going to use the scoring tool from the box maker and score on my lines on all 4 sides here. And give it a good crease. And the nice thing about this is that you can use cardstock, you can use designer series paper. Even the designer series paper, the box is fairly, it has some firmness to it just because your papers are kind of folded up to each other. So but this time we're using cardstock. So once you've done that, you've got those all folded, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to fold in your corners. And how I do it is I just lay it down and hold this end and then push it back. And it's all scored. So it goes fairly easy. And that's how quickly you make your box. Now, once you've got your box done, you can leave those sides open like this, or you can actually tape them down on one side, or even put some tape in the middle there if you want. I'm not going to with this box because I kind of like it when it springs open, and we're going to have it make sure it's shut. So all you need to do, slide that in that way, and then bring these 2 up this way, and these are going to slide into each other too. And it's a little tighter, so just remember that when you're working with your box. And oh gosh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so that's how you make your box. That's what puts it all together. Pretty simple. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to come in, and what I did is I used a piece of our 12 by 12 designer series paper called Birthday Bash, and I'm just cutting 1 inch strip, but this is actually the Birthday Bash paper, and it's just so you can quickly see the different designs. You get all these different designs. Now these two here are one-sided, and they have a gold, oh there you go, a gold shimmer, so you can actually see how they shimmer, and then the rest of these are double-sided. So what I did is I cut a little sample. So this one is one side and this is the other side. So those are great. You get 2 sheets of each 12 by 12. And I just cut 1 strip 1 inch by 12 inches. And I'm going to take my box and come in here. I actually just laid that on the top there and then bent it down at my corners. And then flipped it over and bent it down and bent it down. And so I'm just making a quick belly band for my box because I just want it to slip off. Once I have that all folded, I know exactly how it goes on. So I'm just going to add some adhesive and then attach it to my box. And I don't want it to, I don't want to do it too tight because I want this to be able to slide right off and then people can re-gift the box. So there's the first part of the box. The second thing that I did is I came in with some scrap paper and I'm using the stamp set, sorry about that, Balloon Bash. This is a fun stamp set, and these stamps don't look like they're very big, but let me show you how big they really are. When you open them up, you can actually see the sizes of the actual stamp. So this is the I made this for you stamp, and they're photopolymer, so it's hard to see through, but you can see how big it is as opposed to the front cover, which only shows it this big, but it's, oh wait, it's this one. So it's this size, but this is the actual size of the stamp. So they're very large, and some of the stamps in the Occasions mini catalog are not shown. They're shown at 50%, and so you want to keep tabs on that. One of the things I do with my photopolymer stamps is I actually tuck the image sheet, that's this piece of acetate with the images on it. I slide that down inside my case with a little bit of adhesive, and then I just attach my photopolymers right onto the storage box, and I do keep that over the top. But that's just a fast, easy way for me to use these stamps. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the balloon. Hello. And I'm just going to show you quickly how I ink up my stamps. Now, when I'm using my photopolymer stamps, a lot of the times I will use my paper piercing mat, and it's just because it gives me, there's no cushion on these like our regular stamps, and so this gives it a little bit of cushion and makes it easy to stamp down. And you can actually see it as it stamps. The other thing I like, oops, I'm out of focus here. Okay, the other thing I like is that you can see exactly where you're stamping. So very quick and easy way, give you a little bit of cushion is with that paper piercing mat. Now to save on time, I actually stamped these 2 balloons beforehand, and I actually fussy cut them out. And I'm not gonna do that for you because I don't think you wanna sit here watching me fussy cut, but I will show you on my images. When I fussy cut, I do leave a little white around the edge, and I kind of like that look. It just kind of gives it a finished look. And if you don't like that look, leave a little white, but then take a marker of the same color and just color around the edges, and that will fade away. So there's the 2 balloons that I need, and I need a 2-inch circle, and so I've got a scrap here of Bermuda Bay, which is the same color that I used on the balloons, and my 2-inch circle punch. I'm going to punch a circle. What I did is I took some dimensionals, and I'm going to just go ahead and put one in the middle of my 2-inch circle, and I'm just adding that right onto that belly band because I want to make sure that this whole piece comes off together when we open up the box. And then I went in and I added a couple of balloons. So I will put a dimensional on that one and add it onto my box. And then this one, I'm just going to add with snail. I didn't really want it to be dimensionalized, so I'm just going to do that. Add it to the top of my box. It's coming together. I kind of like it. And then the last thing that I did is I brought in my Bow Builder punch. This is a new Bow Builder punch by Stampin' Up! In the Occasions mini catalog. And I'm just going to go ahead and punch. You need to use a strip of paper that's so that you can punch 2 to make a complete bow. And so you have all your little pieces here, and what you're going to do is you're going to take a bone folder, and I just take it and I get started on the curl. So I'm just going to pull it so that it curls in a little bit on these two pieces. And that just gives me a start to my bow, makes it easy to put it together. And then I'm going to come in with glue dots, and I'll add a little glue dot to that and pinch those closed there. And I'll do the same with this. I actually use glue dots to put all my bows together like this because they're fast and I know they're going to stay together. And then once I've done that, I can go ahead and put a glue dot on that and put my two loops together. And then I'm going to go ahead on the tails and add a glue dot to that. And one on here. But you can see how quick this little bow goes together. Like that. And then this little strip that you punched out is actually going to wrap around the whole thing. So I'm going to put a glue dot on there. And then what I'm going to do is just wrap this around. That whole middle piece. And that's how you make your bow. And they're really cute. And then add another glue dot, and that's going to get placed right onto my box, kind of tying my balloons together. So then the last thing that I did is I actually did come in with just a piece of this stamp here. This one, kind of hard to see. I guess I'll have to stamp it to show you what I did. Again, with the Bermuda Bay. This time I'm just inking up the happy birthday section of that stamp. And I actually just came in with a pair of scissors. And I'm just going to cut this into a little tag. And I'm just going to hand cut it. And then to make my little tail, I'm going to go like that. And then pull those out. And there you have a happy birthday tag. And I can actually just use my fingers to give that a little bit of a curve to it. Add another glue dot and then come in oh gosh. Anyway, you got it. Sorry about the very end of that. But there's the project. Actually a picture of it, an up close and personal picture of it. And I just added that little tag right there, as you can see. I hope you guys are seeing this. It's so funny when I don't know what I'm doing. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, so that is the box, the gift box. And I love that. It's been a lot of fun, and it's always fun to make boxes. So while you guys were watching that, I went ahead and was reading through the comments. And it's kind of fun to read about other people's birthdays and what they've done. So thank you for sharing that with me. And Angelique had a couple questions. One of them was, do you have to use a heavier cardstock for the box, or what kind of paper? So I've done boxes with cardstock. I've done boxes with tagboard. I've done boxes with our designer series paper. It all works. Of course, your cardstock ones are going to be a little firmer. They're going to be hold a little bit, or hold heavier objects. But our designer series paper, the way that box builder is made, or that gift box punch board is done, once it's all put together, a lot of your sides are doubled up on that designer series paper. And so it's amazing. I was kind of amazed. I wouldn't put anything too heavy in it, of course, but I think you know what I mean. So anyway, does anybody else have any other questions? We're just going to keep clicking through my slides here. And because I have a lot to show you. That's the hardest part about doing these, is I have to really narrow down what I show you and what we go through. And it makes it hard. So Angelica said, wow, I have a large box of glue dots and never thought to use them this way. Yeah, use your glue dots for lots of stuff. Putting your ribbon on your cards or boxes, using that with that little bow builder, it works. They're great. So that's great. Okay, I just want to remind people that it is celebration time, which means that, you know, with every $50 in product, you can get a free product out of the celebration brochure. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and make a comment in the box and I will explain it a little further. I do have a couple of slides here, but I want you to know that during celebration, if you purchase $50 of the product, you can choose anything out of the celebration catalog. Another thing that you guys can do, because I'm hosting workshops now online and also face-to-face, but if you host us a workshop and that workshop hits over $250, you get a bonus of $25 in free product. And so that's $65 in free product. That's crazy. And then last, just about celebration, is if you decide to become a demonstrator for Stampin' Up, you can choose a couple of different options to add to your kit. And one of them is this option 1, where you can add one of our great Simply Created project kits out of the Occasions mini catalog. And I will tell you that I have actually done this one and the Perpetual Calendar. I've finished those, and I've got this card kit and this flower bouquet waiting to be done. And I'm thinking about this one. I don't know. We'll see. The other option that you have, if you decide to, is you can choose 2 free celebration items with your kit. So if you have questions about that, let me know. Now, this little card that I made, you will see tonight that most of what I'm doing, is using the same products, the same paper, the same stamps. This is another card using that stamp set, and I just love how this little ice cream showed up. This is one that Shelley Gardner, the owner of Stampin' Up, showed at leadership, and so I thought I would share it with you because it's so darn cute. I know, Brenda, isn't that bow adorable? It's just adorable. Okay, so let's get started. Hey Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this little cute ice cream cone on this birthday card. I'm not going to show you the whole card because it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4 cardstock, folded in half, and then I took just a 1-inch strip of designer series paper and I ran that down the middle of it. And the designer series paper I used was Birthday Bash. So it's this one here with all the great colors, and you can see that those are 2 foil sheets, so you get some sparkle into that one. And then all these others, these are all double-sided. These 2 are just the foil. So it's called Birthday Bash, and it's a great new paper from Stampin' Up. And the stamp set that I'm going to use kind of goes with that paper, called Balloon Bash. And I'm just going to use actually one of the stamps to make one of the balloon stamps to make the ice cream cone. But I wanted to show you quickly. This is the stamp that I'm using today. And this is the actual stamp loaded onto a block. So you can see how much bigger it is. It's probably not shown full size in the catalog either. But when you open up this set, it's a fairly good size set. The stamps are real big. So this stamp here is this one here. So you can see how much bigger it is. I just wanted to kind of point that out so that you understood that. And I'm going to come in with a piece of Whisper White and Bermuda Bay ink. And I'm just going to ink up my little balloon here and stamp it on my cardstock. And one of the things I wanted to tell you is if you're using the photopolymer, sometimes it's better to have the paper piercing mat under it. The images stamp better. So I end up needing, I think, 5 or 6 balloons. I'm not sure. So I'll just do 5 or 6, and then we'll figure it out. And then what I did is I came in with my 1-inch punch, and I just brought those into the punch place. And it's going to leave a little white edge around it, but that's okay. I don't mind. The nice thing about using a punch for this is that it's symmetrical. So all of your circles are the exact same size, and it's going to be easy to put together this little ice cream cone. So there's that. Then once you have them all done, what you're going to do is you're going to fold them in half. So I just take them and fold them. If you want to, you could go ahead and use a bone folder to give them a good crease. This is a card that Shelley Gardner, the owner of Stampin' Up, actually did at our leadership conference last week in Florida. And it's so cute that I thought, well, I'll just make a quick video to show you how to do it. So you're going to fold up all but one of your circles. And then that one circle is the one we're actually going to use as our base. So this is going to be the base of the project. I'm going to go ahead and add some snail onto that base, and then you're going to take these that are folded and just line them up right on your base. And then add some adhesive and line the next ones up right on your base. And do this side too. And then this last one we're going to put right into, I just line it up on one side of the base and then bring it to the other side. And that's how you make your ice cream cone top. This also would make a great beach ball on a card. There's a balloon stamp, a hot air balloon stamp that would be cute with these all punched out and stuck on there. So anyway, there's your ice cream. And now to do the ice cream cone, let me show you how I did that. So I came in with my cutter, and I have a little scrap here. Oh, that one's cut, so I'll just use this one. I have a little scrap of baked brown sugar. I'm going to cut that down to 2 1/4. It's 2 1/4 by 1 inch. I'm going to line this up so that it is lined up with a 1/4 inch on each side of where the cutter is. And I'm just going to put a little mark with my pencil right where that groove is on my cutter. Once I've done that, then I'm going to line up that pencil mark with this corner and hold it down and cut that piece out. Didn't cut through. Sounds like I might need to have my blade changed, huh? Cut through on that side, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So I'm going to line up that corner to this corner. And when I pull that off, that's how I get my ice cream cone. Now what I did on this one is I used a textured, I used an embossing folder, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that with the Big Shot. I'm going to use the Fancy Fan textured embossing folder, and I'm thinking this is going to end up looking like a little waffle cone. So I'm just going to lay that in there, close it up, bring in my Big Shot, make my sandwich. So this book needs to be open. Lay down my clear plate. Lay down the folder and my other clear plate, and then run this through. And when it comes out the other end, I've got my ice cream cone. And I think I like it. I think I like it a lot. It does look like a waffle cone. Can you see that? So there's the cone, and here's the top of my cone. Let me put this over on this piece of paper so you can see it. I'm going to get a flat piece of paper here. Here we go. So here's the cone, and there's my top of my ice cream. And then the last thing that I did was I took some of our pom-pom trim and cut off just one of the pom-poms and added that on the top of my ice cream cone. And that's how you get the ice cream cone on this card. The other thing is I just used a happy birthday stamp in that set, cut on a little Coastal Cabana and made a little banner for it. And then I used one of the bigger stamp sets in there just as a background stamp. You don't need to see what it says. It just is all about birthdays, but it's a great little background. Anyway, cute card. Shelly did a great job. I wanted to show you how to do that ice cream cone. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you. Okay, so that was the card that Shelly showed us at Leadership. I just think it turns out cute. And I love the circles, using all the excuse me, using all the sorry, using all the balloon stamps for that. So that's great. I'm getting a few comments here. I'm looking. Okay. Rose, it looks like you're losing picture and sound. You know what's probably happening is it's all about your internet. So the internet that is actually pulling my screen to yours, if my internet connection's a little bad and yours is a little bad, you might get some choppiness. Rose, definitely this is going to be taped, and so that you'll be able to watch it at another time. I'm sorry that's happening, but I think it's probably an internet thing. Oh, great. Somebody's going to make that box. Terry's going to make that box for Valentine's Day. Cool. Anyway, I hope that you try this technique. I love how that turned out. I'm actually going to come on screen now for a second, so bear with me. There we go. I kind of glow in the dark. I actually had to turn a light on in here because the room was so odd that I just looked like a black shadow. But I just wanted you to know I am working out of the Occasions mini catalog, and most of the stuff that I'm using tonight is out of these pages. So you can see the stamp set. It actually is shown full size in the catalog. Not every one of the stamp sets in the Occasions mini catalog are shown full size. So, those are on page 12 and 13 are the page numbers for those projects. So I am still keeping tabs to make sure that we're answering everybody's questions. I think we are. I think we're doing good so far. Please feel free to ask anything you want, and I will try to answer it. Good. It sounds like people like that. That's awesome. Terry's from Mexico. Welcome, Terry. I'm glad that you made it. Yeah, Ruth, the ice cream cone is awesome, and it's easy. And, you know, I used the little 1-inch circle punch with those balloons, but you could use bigger pieces of designer series paper to make it ice cream, bigger circle punches, so you could make your ice cream cone as big as you want. But kind of fun. Kids like those kinds of cards that have a little dimension to them. So, as long as there aren't any more questions yet, I am going to continue on here to the next slide, which oh, cool. Yeah, I never really know. I put these slides together and then hope it all works out in the end. But this is, and then I do that. If I move it too much, it moves my slides. So this is February's tutorial for those of you some of you have already placed orders this month. Oh, good gosh. Technical difficulties. There we go. What I do each month is I do up a tutorial for people, and you get it free with a $40 order if you place an order, or if you're part of my virtual club, you will get the order or the tutorial once your order's placed. But this was a fun one. This was all about washi tape. It was all different kinds of washi tape, and this will be going to the end of February. But I wanted to show you quickly, before you see everything else, that same tutorial has just change your colors, change your cardstock, change it up a little bit, and you've got a totally different looking, project. So there it is in blue, and there it is in oranges and yellows. So kind of a fun thing. Where is the gift box punch board? Angelique asks. I'm going to be looking that up, Angelique, when we are on to the next video. I will find it. Gosh, I hope it's still available. I can't imagine that it's not. So I will find it and I will let you know. Okay, so the next little project, this is fun. This uses one of the new Thinlits that's in the Occasions mini catalog, making some fun little birthday treats. So here we go.
Hey Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and today I'm going to show you how I made this cute little treat bag using our new die cut, treat bag die cut. And this is a great die cut, or Thinlit. It comes with lots of different pieces. So these are the two pieces that actually make the bag. You see how big that is. And then you have all these other extra pieces for decoration and for fun, even on your cards. And so you have an enjoy and a for you, a couple of banners. We're going to use this banner today too, a heart. And then also these are great just for doing like a border or something, or even just to take those as embellishments. So let's go ahead and get started. To begin with, I took a piece of designer series paper from the birthday bash set. And I love this pack of paper. You end up getting sheets with, these two are one-sided, but they have that foil look to them with the little flecks of gold in there. And then these are all double-sided. And so you get 12 by 12 sheets of that. You get 2 of each sheet. I took one of the sheets, I took this one here, and I actually cut it down to 6 by 12. And this is what I'm going to use to run through my Big Shot. So let me get my stuff out of the way here so I can bring in my Big Shot. So there's the Big Shot. Here's the book that goes in there, and then a clear plate, and then your paper is going to be on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my die and lay it on my paper, and you'll see how it lines up edge to edge. You want to make sure that when you're putting this through your Big Shot, you are totally square on that clear platform so that it'll clear that edge and go through. If you catch it, they've been known to bend, and it's just because you catch it on the edge of your Big Shot. So be careful when you're putting it through your Big Shot. Just make sure it's lined up right. Then I'm going to run it through. You might hear some cracking and creaking as it cuts. There's piece number 1. Pull that one off. And then I'm going to come in and do piece number 2. So I'm going to use that same sheet of paper, and this time I'm going to use the smaller of the 2 die cuts and line that one up there. And again, make sure it's on that piece of paper and on your clear guide so it's protected, and then run that through the machine. And then when I take this apart, I've got the pieces of my bag. Now I am going to do one more piece of cardstock. Well, I'll come back. So once you've got your bag done, these are your pieces, and there's score lines on there. It's cuts and scores. And so you're going to just go ahead and score it or fold it on those score lines. The one thing you do need to do is decide which side of the paper is going to be the outside of your bag. So I'm going to make this one orange with that blue on the inside. And then I'm going to take this piece here and make sure I got a good score line, and I'm coming in with sticky strip. I love sticky strip for holding things, boxes and bags together, because it really holds well and it's not hard to use. You just have to line that up, trim that off the edge. And let me give you a little tip on your sticky strip. Just make sure that you burnish it on that red line tape, and then this will come off fairly easy. Then you get some static cling. So we'll just throw that off on the floor. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually come in with this piece, and I want it to lay, so I want it to be flush on this side along this edge. And so I'm just going to line that up. Like that. And there's one edge of your bag, and then I'll seal it in the back. So again, with the sticky strip, length of the bag, burnish it, pull that off, fold that over. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a little bit more sticky strip along this bottom flap and add that on there, across the bottom. Burnish it a little bit so that that comes off easily, and fold that up over. And there you have your bag. Really quick, and they're really cute with the designer series paper. So this will be a great little gift bag to give some treats in. Now I'm going to go ahead and decorate it, and I'll show you how I did that. I'm going to come in with a piece of, this is just the Whisper White cardstock. Cut, I think it's 2 1/4. And I'm going to come in with some Bermuda Bay. And again, I'm going to use the Balloon Bash stamp set. This is a photopolymer set, so you can actually see exactly where you're stamping. Pull the stamp that I want off, attach it to my block, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink it. And one of the things I like to do when I use the photopolymer is I come in with my paper piercing mat. It just gives a little bit of cushion, makes it a little bit easier to get a perfect impression. And once you've done that, I'm just going to stamp this on, and you will be able to see it when you're stamping it as it goes across and the ink hits that paper. You don't want to rock it. You just want to make sure you stamp it, pull it up, and then on this one, I went ahead and, I'm going to do that later because I want to show you how I did it. So there's one. Then I'm going to clean this stamp, and I'm going to stamp it again. I'll use this piece. This time I'm going to stamp it in Calypso Coral. Bring in my paper piercing mat. Oops, that's my scrubber, sorry. Bring in my paper piercing mat. Stamp that down. You notice I went off the edge. It doesn't matter because I'm going to go ahead and trim out, fussy cut, this HB label. And it's not going to be perfect, it's just going to be quick. And this is actually going to go onto this with a dimensional. Right over the top of the stamp, that image that's already there. And so that's starting the tag that I'm going to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a piece of scrap paper and that label die, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got that label cut, and you can see it just makes a really good tag. It's going to come off the edge here. But what I want to do is I want to cut this into a tag, but I want it to have the same cut as this. So I'm just going to line that up there, hold it there, and then come in with my scissor and very carefully cut right along that edge. And then when I pull that off, that's going to go under there, and it just has the same angle. Just a pretty easy way to make your tags, just to give it a little bit more class. So there is that. There's your tag. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, just to dress this up a bit, I'm going to come in with just a small, tiny little paper clip. And right now, decorated paper clips are really they're big. It's a huge trend right now. So I just took this little scrap of paper that I had that coordinates with that, and I'm going to add some snail onto the back of that paper. And to make this easy, I'm just going to attach my clothespin on like that. And then I'm going to come in with a scissor and just trim right along the edge. Now this is just one of the ways that you can decorate up your paper clips, but you can also use washi tape. So there's just a quick paper clip to attach onto my bag. You can see how this is starting to come together. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come in with some of our pom-pom trim. And a little bit of our sequin trim. I found it. I should actually take a picture of my stamp room right now so that you can see the actual mess that is behind the camera. It's unbelievable. I've had a little bit of fun the last couple of days planning some projects. So I just snipped a little bit of that sequin ribbon and some of our pom-pom trim. And I'm just going to actually put those together and clip them. Oh, shoot. Sorry. I got to get back to the end of that video because it's pretty funny and I actually showed my room. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. I had a few questions while people were on there. One of them was, okay, I'm getting back to the video. Sorry.
maybe not.
Paper clip to attach onto my bag. You can see how, and I should actually take a picture of my stamp room right now so that you could see the actual mess that is behind the camera. It's unbelievable. I've had a little bit of fun the last couple of days planning some projects. So I just snipped a little bit of that sequin ribbon and some of our pom-pom trim, and I'm just going to actually put those together and clip them right onto the with the clothespin. And then I see a couple of sequins that fell off, so I'm going to go ahead and use them because they come off easily. Stampin' Up! Did that on purpose so that they could come off easily and you could use them as sequins. And I'm just going to add a little glue dot to that and a sequin there, and it just jazzes that up just enough, but quick enough and easy enough to make a lot of them. Let's do one. Anyway, cute. So this is the bag in the Calypso Coral, and this is the bag in the Bermuda Bay. And I just think they turned out adorable. They're exactly the same, although this one I used a little star sequin from the In Colors. But aren't they adorable? Love them. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that.
Oh, I did it again. Anyway, a couple of things during the making of that video. At the point when I go to look for the Bermuda Bay sequins, I actually had to cut out like a whole bunch of stuff out of there because my room was such a mess that I couldn't find it. And that's why I come back on tape laughing. And actually at the end of that video, I do show a couple pictures of my room. But you can see it now. Look at it. It's beautiful. I cleaned it up this afternoon. But anyway, it's pretty funny. So there were several questions during that time. I loved it that Angelique asked where the gift box punch board was. And I don't know, 3 people immediately answered her. It's in the Occasions mini catalog, page 14, right there. Ta-da! Somebody else asked if Stampin' Up! Sells that Finlets for the little mini treat bag. Yes, it's right there. It's on page 9. So yeah, and everything that I show usually is from Stampin' Up! I sometimes, go on the dark side. No, I veer off, but not very often. I really personally like Stampin' Up! Stuff because it all coordinates together, and I know that it's going to be easy and it's going to make me look like I know what I'm doing. So that's awesome. Yes, Terry, I will send you a celebration catalog. So just send me your email or send me your address, and I will get one out to you. And Maureen, looks like Maureen left already, so that's too bad because there's one more video I want you to see. It's a really good one. Haven't figured out washi tape, so this idea is great. Yeah, washi tape is awesome. And on the, did you notice in the video I kept calling them paper clips? They're actually clothespins. I know that, but one time I called them clothespins. The rest of the time I called them paper clips. You'll have to forgive me, as we age. No, actually, I've had this issue with my mind my whole life. Sometimes the words that I want to come out aren't the ones that come out. So bear with me. So thank you very much. And let's see. Let me bring back up my slides here. Got a few more things to show. I really want to try to keep this under an hour because I think it gets to be too much. I don't know, maybe it doesn't, but I like to keep it under an hour, but we still have several slides to go. So here are those little treat bags I made, and I think they turned out really cute. And that pom-pom die and those Bermuda Bay sequins are so cute with that clothespin. I mean, how easy, and don't make it too hard. Yes, Brenda, I hope they do too. So I made a couple other cards using those same products, and I'm just going to show a couple slides with them because I want you to realize that, there's so much you can do with just a couple of the projects, and this really shows off how great those colors all coordinate and look good together. So here's another birthday card. This one here, I actually stamped with the baked brown sugar ink, and I colored it with our blendabilities. And so that's not a very good picture. I see that now, it's kind of blurry, but don't forget about those blendabilities and some of the other colors of ink that Stampin' Up! Has that you can use with them. It's fun to color with them. And I just used one color. I didn't go for any shading or anything on this. I just wanted to make it really quick. This one here is fun. This one I brought back in. Basically it's kind of similar to the bag, the little bags that I made, there's some of that sequin trim back there and the pom-poms. And then these little stars are part of one of the dies in that trim. It actually does a whole roll of stars, but you get to use those stars for other things too. So that was kind of fun. Projects that I can go through slides fast, can I? These are the projects or the products that I used this time. And I put the screen together and then I kind of chuckled because if you purchase the stamp set, the paper, and the bow punch, it equals, I think, $55 in product, and so you get a free celebration item. So yeah, it works. There's a lot of things that you can do. So those are the products that I used tonight. And then a couple more is, there's your gift box punch board that somebody asked. It is on page 14 of the catalog, in the Occasions mini catalog. And then I just wanted you to see this. I guess I didn't want, yeah, I do, okay. The mini treat bag thinlet dies. I mean, how awesome is that? So this is where the stars came from. I just cut out a row of stars. You get stars and hearts and the words and a goofy little bow. This is supposed to look like washi tape, so you can cut out your own washi tape. But lots of fun little stuff. It's a big die kit. I know it's a pricey one, but add a little bit more, you get a free celebration item. So it's really cute. It's been a lot of fun, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of washi tape. So I wanted to add in a few more birthday things, and I thought, why not show a couple of cards with the Big Day celebration set that you can get for free. And so this actually uses some of the products that I used tonight, like this card up here uses the same paper pack that I used tonight, and the card next to it uses some more of that glittery paper in there. And then the rest of them they're all done actually with blendabilities and the stamp set, but it's a cute stamp set. You can do a lot of birthday stuff with that. And who doesn't like birthdays? Does anybody have a birthday tonight? Or yeah, is today your birthday? No, raise your hand. If you have a birthday in the month of February, you should raise your hand. No, you should let me know. Because honestly, if you do and you signed up for my newsletter, you should have gotten a coupon for free shipping this month. I always send out a little gift on your birthday month. And so, you know, check your email. Just saying. Here's the same birthday stamp, the big day birthday stamp, the celebration stamp. And this is, again, done with the blendabilities and lots of little purple accents. I just love those cards. Those are awesome. Now these slides will be available after we're done tonight. I'll put the slides down below the video, and you could actually just click through the slides later and rewatch the videos. I think they'll actually show better when you watch them without them coming from my house to your house, if you watch them directly on the slides. Cool. Okay, I do have one more video and then a couple other things, and let's not forget a door prize. So I'm waiting to see if anybody has a birthday this month. Oh, Holly has a birthday. Yay. So I'm going to show this quick video. And this is one you guys want to watch because I know a lot of you have gotten that butterfly thinlet or have ordered it. And if you haven't received it, I will tell you that anybody that got one from me, since it came out, I know they've been on back order for a while, but they have all shipped out to everybody. So you should see them by the end of this week or the beginning of next week, getting those butterfly thinlets. I love these thinlets. I know I didn't think I needed them, but after you watch this videotape, you're gonna want them too. No, when I show you this fun technique on how to get them, how to cut them and how to get them to come out of the die cut. So watch this one.
Hey Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and today this is the card that I'm going to show you how to do. It's a really fun card, and it uses the stamp set Butterfly Basics, the Butterfly Thinlets. And we're just going to use this one, but I wanted you to see that there are two other thinlets in this pack, and this thinlet actually coordinates up with this butterfly in the stamp set. So let's go ahead and get started. To begin with, I'm going to come in with a piece of crumb cake cardstock, and this one is 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4 1/4 and fold it, and that's how I get my card base. So it's a half a sheet. This is the piece of Very Vanilla, and this is actually 4 by 5 1/4, and so it layers on top of that card base, giving me just you know, the same measurement all the way around. So it's 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And then I have another piece of scrap that's crumb cake to go ahead and cut out my butterfly. And I'm going to start with that to begin with. So you're going to come in with your big shot. See if I can make room here for it so you can actually see what I'm doing. Go this way. And then what I'm using is the magnetic platform, a clear plate, and this time I'm using a dryer sheet. And I'm going to show you a great way to cut out these framelits so that you can get all these little pieces of paper out and not have too big of a mess. And so then I'm going to lay my cardstock on top of the dryer sheet and lay my butterfly framelit on top of that. And we're going to run this through the big shot. And when it comes out the other end, you have got this, and you'll see where that framelit will pop right off the piece of cardstock. And if I pull that piece of cardstock off, then I can go ahead and pull the butterfly framelit off, and what you'll see is how those little pieces of paper inside there actually stick to the dryer sheet. And I just used a dryer sheet, though, what I had here at the house. But I would recommend that you get cheap dryer sheets. And if you like the scent, keep it. If you don't like the scent, go ahead and get unscented ones. But your butterfly does end up with a little bit of residue on the back of it from the dryer sheet and has that nice scent, which is fine because this is kind of a springy card. So that's how you do the butterfly. And then what I did with my butterfly is I came in with some crumb cake and a sponge, and I just sponged the edges just to give it a little bit of depth to the paper. So I just sponged that all the way around on the edges. And then I'm going to come in with my Very Vanilla piece, and I'm using Old Olive ink, Lost Lagoon ink, and then, of course, the crumb cake ink. And I'm going to start with the kind of looks like a fence or a beehive, or it's just a background stamp. It's a great one. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up in the crumb cake a couple of times, and this does not have to be lined up. I'm just stamping it down twice just to give a little bit of texture to my background. And then I'm going to come in with the fern and ink that up in the Old Olive. And stamp one that way. And stamp one that way. And then the last stamp I'm going to use is the Happy Birthday stamp, and that's going to go in the Lost Lagoon and come in right here at the bottom. So this is a very simple card. It's just doing that background, and then I'm coming back in with my sponge and that crumb cake ink and just sponging it right around the edges of my card. Like that. Once I've got that done, I'm going to go ahead and adhere my butterfly using, oh, I have them right here, a little bit of dimensional. Let me grab a scissor. And I'm just cutting my edges off a little bit. As you can see here, I'm going to use the edge of this one. And just a little bit of a dimensional on the back of this butterfly, right at the body and towards the head. And add that onto my card. And then this whole piece is going to get added to the base of my card. Like that. And then I might just go ahead and just add a little bit of texture and maybe top top of the fern right to the inside, just to give it just a little bit of something on the inside. And then the last thing I did is I came in with some of my rhinestones and the blendability, and these are alcohol-based markers. This happens to be the medium Old Olive, and I'm going to go ahead and color a couple of rhinestone embellishments and change them to green. And the nice thing about this is that it dries almost immediately on those rhinestones, and then they can just be picked up with a scissor or with your fingers, whichever works best. And just for the fun of it, I'm just going to add 3. Might be easier to do it this way. Or not. And get those lined up for just a little bit. Oops. For just a little bit of added bling. So there you have it. There's just a really fun card. I love the technique using the dryer sheet. So you can use that with any of your framelits that have lots of little holes. I know we have a doily that works great with that technique. So thank you very much.
Okay, so how do you like that butterfly technique? Somebody had asked in there, somebody had asked if they could use used dryer sheets. You know, it doesn't work because the used dryer sheets don't have any stick to them. So what I've been doing lately is unfolding. There's a bug in my room. You can tell the weather's been decent in Red Lodge lately. Anyway, I use dryer sheets. I open them up and I use 2 layers. And so, you know, you get a pretty good size rectangle of area to use. And then I cut out my butterflies, and I will tell you, I'd use that butterfly for my swap at Leadership, and I probably cut 12 to 16 butterflies out using both sides of the dryer sheet. So you can just kind of overlap it and just keep pulling it off, and all those little pieces stick to it. It's awesome. And the wax paper works just to get the stuff out of the framelit, but the dryer sheet makes it stick, and that's what I like. So you get the best of both worlds with the dryer sheet. So, okay, so let me answer a few. Oh, we have a couple birthdays. Yay! We'll have a little cake. Can you see the cake? And wait, we'll bring on a little party hat to have a little birthday bash for Linda. Agnes had a birthday on February 6th. Happy birthday, Linda. And Holly had a birthday. I think Holly's birthday is coming up on the 18th. So happy birthday to you too. And I just wanted you guys to know that if you send me your address, I will send you a birthday card. I've got a really cute one. So besides cake, I got this really cute, look at this one. This is using that, oh, I gotta pull it. My light, there we go. Anyway, it's using the Big Day stamp set from Celebration. And I will send you out each a birthday card if you email me your address or message me your address. Anyway, happy birthday. There we go. I always wanted to use those, so thank you for letting me. Let's see. Denise, thank you too for giving them telling me your birthday. Happy birthday. Stephanie asks, what's your favorite type of stamp to use? Wood, clear, or photopolymer? Anybody that has followed me for a while probably knows. But if you haven't, here we go. I am a wood girl. I love my wood stamps. I just like how they feel, and I like how they stamp, and I've always been, I just love them. But, there's the big but. I have recently been falling in love with a photopolymer. And the reason is because I can see where I'm stamping. And I used to not think I liked them because I didn't want to be switching off the blocks and everything constantly. But I like them now because you can see exactly where you stamp. So a lot of our stamps come photopolymer or clear and wood, but they're starting to put some in this occasions catalog. They are starting to make some that are all 3. Stampin' Up! Is going to try to see what happens with that. So this is what I'm going to tell you. When I order a stamp set, I order it in wood if nothing has to be lined up perfectly. If it's a 2-step stamp set or a 3-step stamp set, as the Lotus Blossom is in the Celebration catalog, I order those in photopolymer so that I can see exactly where I'm stamping and I can line them up. I still use a Stamp-A-Majig sometimes with my wood stamps, but I really do prefer the wood. But I like the photopolymer when you can need to know. As far as the clear mounted stamps go, they're great for storage and they're great for people that don't have a lot of room because they don't take up a lot of room. But if I have my choice between clear or wood, I'll take the wood. If I have my choice between clear and photopolymer, it depends on what kind of a stamp it is. So I hope that answered your question, Stephanie. And if not, send me a message and we can talk a little bit more about it. Denise, can you use any kind of marker to color the rhinestones? No, it needs to be an alcohol-based marker. And the reason is that the alcohol that's in that marker attaches to the rhinestones and it stays, it dries and it stays. And as far as the other markers that we have, they won't dry. It'll just wipe off. When you pick it up with your fingers, you'll have ink on your fingers, which we always have ink on your fingers anyway. So, Angelique, love butterfly anything. Yeah, I know, really. Me too. I didn't think that I needed more butterflies, but I love those friendlets. Those are awesome. And Holly, thank you for thinking I look so cute. How do I clean my photopolymer stamps because they stain easily? Yeah, they do, Laureen. They do stain easily, and I just have to be one of those people that it doesn't bother me. They only stain if you're using like the reds. Inks or something, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't even bother me if I get ink on my wood. They're just tools, and as long as they keep stamping well, I'm fine. And Stampin' Up's photopolymer is quality enough that they will continue to stamp, and they don't get gummy, and they stain. That's part of life. But so I hope that answers your question. And I got to click through. I got a few more slides. Oh, something new. This is a stamp set that Stampin' Up just came out with this week. Cute as a bug. It is, that's not the name of it. The name of it is Loving Amazing You. Lovely Amazing You. And I just think it is so adorable. In fact, if you see that cute little stamp set over here, this little card here, it says, can't thank you enough. I'm actually going to order this stamp set and I'm going to start making thank you cards. So probably this month's thank you cards that go out will be using this stamp set. Very similar to this. It won't be this, but it'll be similar to that. I'll just take that and run with it. So watch for that in your mailbox. But I just think this is really a cute set. And it's at a screaming deal price. Photopolymer. They come out with a new photopolymer stamp set every month. Stampin' Up is doing that right now, which is great. Okay, so here's the deal. Anybody that wants to place an order through this workshop tonight, that would be awesome. I am going to send you a packet, a sampling of some of the Calypso Coral pom-pom trim, some of the Bermuda Bay sequin trim, some clothespins, and some colored sequins, and some other things, depending on how we do. I'm going to keep this open. It's a hostess code. Here's the hostess code that you need to use. And this offer is going to end actually tomorrow night. It's only 24 hours at this point to place your orders on this hostess code and get that package of goodies that I'll send you. I like to share the hostess benefits with everybody that places an order, and this is the best way to do it, is to order some stuff and then cut it up and mail it off to people to share. So for those of you, oh, you saw the door prize. We are going to have a door prize. It's not quite time yet, but it will be soon. I'm just going to pop up a screen here. I know that I had a couple people ask me about where they could find the punch boards. And I'm going to screen share that one. I got to come on for a second, and then I'm going to leave again. As soon as I find, here we are. Okay, so when you're in the Stampin' Up store, so if you go to www.stampinup.com, you will find the envelope punch board is right here. And I'm just going to show you quickly how you do that. So if I click on that and it pops up and I can add it to my bag here, if I want to use I can either continue to shop. so I can buy more things, or I can go and look at my shopping bag, click here. This is where you put in the hostess code. If you put the numbers right in here and then you hit apply, then I know that you've ordered and I know that you're a part of this party and you're going to get that little package of goodies in the mail. But if you don't use the hostess code, I won't know who ordered and who didn't on this party. And it's not the end of the world if you don't use it and you wanted to, because all you got to do is send me a message on Facebook or email or whatever, and I will certainly make sure that we get you the package. I don't want somebody to lose out because they forgot to use the hostess code. I just wanted to show you really quickly that's how you do it. It's right there under the shopping bag in the shopping cart on the Stampin' Up website. So we are getting close to being done. I'm going to run through and see. Okay, yeah, Angelique is a wood girl too. Yep. Terry, your butterflies are on their way. I'm telling you. Everything's shipped out as of, I believe it was this morning. Finally, everybody's back ordered butterfly thinlits went out. Oh, I do have a couple projects I wanted to show you. I have them sitting here. So one thing is I set some today up on the Facebook page about if I had to clean my room because it was such a disaster. It was awful. And I wanted to get it done. And I told somebody on there, we were conversing, and I just said that, you know, what happens when I go to clean my room is I see a shiny thing and then I start to stamp. And so today I told myself if I finished the room and got it cleaned up to where I was okay with it, there's still a few things out, but that's all right. I could make one of these little baskets that I went to bed thinking about last night, and I did it. Isn't it cute? This is our new basket die. Oops. And I used that same paper from the birthday party that we just used, all that paper tonight, and the little bow. This really, it only took me about maybe 5 minutes to finish because they're that simple. I'm going to be showing this in March at some of my online workshops, and definitely in my live work or my face-to-face workshops. But cute. The other thing is last week I was working on another project and I made this box out of just 2 sheets. It's just 2 sheets of cardstock, and it's a little box that opens up this way. And I'm working on a tutorial for this, so watch for that. But this was, somebody had asked me to do mail cards, so I just used I used paper that looked kind of manly and some colors. But I made a whole box of different birthday cards in here. I don't like the lighting in here at all. Pull it back with me if you can see it better. They don't all look manly. Like this one's Melon Mambo. And then I just did a handful of different gift tags using that same fun set. But I love this box. And I love my little divided box that I've got a little divider in here so that I got cards on one side, gift tags on the other, and then this closes. And when I show you how easy this is, easy, you're gonna love it. So I think those are the projects I had set out. Does anybody have any more questions? Because we're winding down here. The next thing I'm gonna have you do is door prize drawing. And how you do that is there's a sheet at the bottom of the, okay, so there's a link. If you're on YouTube, it's down in the description. If you're on Google+, it's down in the description. If you are on Facebook, there should be a green, I think it's a green button that will show, it'll say door prize drawing. And go ahead and click on that. And that will get me to, or that will get you to the door prize drawing. Yeah, door prize slip. It's orange, I guess. And on Facebook, it's orange. So go ahead and click on that and fill out that door prize slip, and we will draw. What I've done is I've picked a number randomly before we even got started tonight, so that while you were filling out your paperwork, you do that while I'm talking, because I'm going to be checking here shortly. So just keep filling out your paperwork. No, it's not paperwork. Anyway, I chose a number randomly before we even got started tonight, so that would be the winner. And for those of you who are interested in shopping online, you can always click on that orange button and go ahead and shop. And don't forget to use that hostess code. I will put the hostess code up one more time. I put it up in the, I see I didn't put it into the, just up on the site. So I will make sure the hostess code gets in there so that people know. Tanya asked, she wondered what the butterflies would look like if you embossed them with embossing powder afterwards. Oh my gosh. I think that they would be beautiful. And you could emboss them in any color. I mean, I just think they would be gorgeous. I haven't tried it yet, but I know it will work. So what you'll do is cut it out and then just put Versamark over the top of it and then sprinkle it with your embossing powder and heat it. It would be gorgeous. So Tanya, when you do that, send me a picture of what you made because I'd like to see it. In fact, that might go on my list of things I need to try. I always have a list going of things that I want to try. But I have to set myself up to do things like, you know, clean your room and then you can do this. Or I'm just like I treated my kids. Okay. Oh gosh, we got lots going on here. Okay, so wood stamp girl. That's cute. Jean says she does that too. She cleans her room and I get sidetracked and nothing gets cleaned up and put away. In fact, it gets worse. Yeah, I'm the same way with laundry. Anytime I can find something, anything to do in my stamping room to stamp, I will do that as opposed to any other thing in this house that has to happen. Ruth Ann, the boxes are awesome. Yeah, and wait till I show you how easy they are. Easy peasy. Angelique, the box is good for a tie gift for a man and great. Yep, it's going to be awesome. Okay, so I'm going to pop over. Keep changing the slides. So we're doing the door prize. I'm going to pop over to that screen. Look and see if we have a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Oh my gosh, have we got people on there? Okay, well, the number that won tonight was 211. Bonnie Lenke. Bonnie Lenke, L-E-N-K-E. If you are still on, pop up wherever you are and say hello. Because you are the winner of the door prize, and I think you're going to be pretty darn happy when you see what you won. Because it's, oh, I didn't know I was still on. Sorry. How long have I been on there? Hope I wasn't doing anything ridiculous. Bonnie is the winner of the door prize, and I'm just kind of waiting for her to pop in. Bonnie, I'm just going to let you know that if I don't hear from you tonight, that's fine. You'll hear it eventually. Send me a message. Send me a message on Facebook or send me an email. My email is listed right below here. It's Diane@DDStamps.com. Send me an email with your address in it, and I will show you what you won. I think you're going to be pretty happy. I hope so. I'm pretty happy that I get to give it to you. Tonight's door prize is brought to you by Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is Stampin' Up's monthly kit that goes out. It comes in this great orange box, comes in your mailbox. Inside here is everything that you will need. There's stamps, there's inks, there's a block, there's card bases, envelopes. I think there's four cards, regular size cards, and 4 little gift cards with envelopes. It is yours for free, Bonnie, when I hear from you with your email address. So if you don't know anything about Paper Pumpkin, let me know and I'll let you know because it's awesome. I love it. It's one of those projects that I get every month. I get so excited about because I don't have to think about what I'm going to do. It's just a project that comes and I get to sit down and play. And isn't that what we all love to do? So does anybody have any other questions? Anybody? Bueller? Sorry. That's my ADHD kicking in. I am going to pop in here and put up the last of the, so you remember the, there's the hostess code. Like I said, I'll put it up on the website, on this website that you're on, and make sure that everybody knows what it is. And if you don't have any more questions, we're going to call it good. It's a little past the time I wanted to go to. So Bonnie, I'll wait to hear from you. Thanks, ladies. If you have no more questions, have a great night, and I will speak to you soon. Good night.